market's still hot, like picking red jalapenos. And that's why you're the enemy. List your house today by clicking the Artifact Real Estate icon at DorothyLeeNews.com. Serpro of Pine and Wood Counties is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW Clinton Malone Player of the Game, announced at the end of every Malone sports broadcast. Our WHOW announcing staff will select that night's WHOW Serpro of Pine and Wood Counties Clinton Malone Player of the Game. This player will be highlighted in each WHOW Malone postgame broadcast, and that player receives a certificate. Remember Serpro of Pine and Wood Counties, the leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction. Find out their services by clicking their icon at DorothyLeeNews.com.
Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital and Dr. Ismail Robot, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Your pulmonology health is important, and Dr. Robot specializes in asthma, COPD, occupational and complex lung diseases and infections, sleep apnea, insomnia, and more. For healthier breathing, book your appointment with Dr. Robot in Clinton today. Call 217-784-2212.
7 minutes after 8 o'clock is news time on the WHOW Morning Show. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. A significant increase in corporate personal property replacement tax, or CPPRT, is fueling a very strong fiscal year 23 budget for Clinton schools. Assistant Superintendent Drew Goebel told the Clinton Board of Education Tuesday night at its regular monthly meeting the CPPRT numbers are going to allow them to put away nearly $1 million.
CPPRT stands for Corporate Personal Property Relief Tax. And if you look at that, in FY17, 1.2, then we go to, around there. So it's pretty steady, but then in FY20, from 21 to 22, there's a massive jump. And the reason I have my phone out is because the personal property, I'm just going to read it. And really, if you look at the jump, it goes 1.5 up to 3.2. Then up to 3.5, and that on Wednesday of last week, I was recommending a $1 million. I was recommending you guys do a $1 million working cash transfer. And our district has historically done anywhere between $500,000 to up to $1 million of that transfer. We kind of talked about that, so that's what I was thinking we would do. And then I got the CPPRT report, and it always comes in late. And then these new numbers. So every year we get this, and it's pretty steady. But in the last couple of years, it's jumped up drastically. So that's a good thing.
According to Goebel, the district can keep its tax levy steady and increase its revenues because property values continue to increase. He points out the Clinton district has one of the lowest levies in the area.
Every year we're getting about $200,000 to $500,000 more from our levy, which is our tax rate, and we are at the very, very bottom. So while our levy continues to go up slightly, I keep levying the same amount of money. So our taxes aren't going up, and then our taxes really, if you look at everybody else, we're still the lowest. And this data is from it's a couple years ago. I didn't search everyone's tax rate as of this year, but I think it's pretty steady. And I think if anything, those rates would have gone up if any of these districts did a tax referendum. We did not. I know ours is where it's at. If anything, other people might be higher than us. So the next one is another source of revenue. We get, besides the local taxes, which I just went over, we get grants, and then we get evidence-based funding. So you can see on the right, those show that revenue, so 5.5.
Goebel is pleased because after teacher salaries, which includes raises for nearly all staff, they are coming out significantly ahead. Superintendent Kurt Nettles told the Board of Education, in addition to the tax base increasing thanks to property values going up, the district's agreement with the power plant is going to be a big boost in covering increasing expenses. Here from Nettles here this morning on the WHOW Morning Show. Farmer City officials are excited to announce broadband fiber Wi-Fi is coming to the community on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday. City Manager Sue McLaughlin told Regional Radio CCG Pavlov Media is installing what she describes will be very fast and reliable internet signals.
Yes, it's finally coming to Farmer City. I know that some of the surrounding communities have already received it, so we are next, and it's coming to town. They thought maybe this week. We're kind of relying on Julie Locates, but yes, CCG with Pavlov Media is bringing fiber, and they're going to be extending it all over town. So anybody who's in town, if they want to sign up, they'll be able to get it. It's a paid service, obviously, and you don't have to do it. It's just like Mediacom or Frontier, except it's fiber. So it's like 1 gigabyte speed, super fast, super reliable, and I'm told a little more affordable than a couple of the other offerings.
McLaughlin appreciates the addition of fiber internet to the community because it will improve the quality of life. She believes it will not only benefit residents, but businesses of Farmer City.
Well, it's interesting because they've been doing it on their own, Pavlov Media, and they came to Leroy and Mahomet and all down the I-74 corridor, and apparently it's our turn, and they're doing it. It's no cost to the city. We're just allowing them to dig in our right-of-way, and, they're going to be putting out door hangers for the residents, and if they want to sign up, they can. They're doing it in phases. They said it's probably going to take a couple of months.
McLaughlin points out with the addition of reliable Wi-Fi to the community, it's just the latest in quality of life developments. Get the latest in local news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Tune into all of WHOW's platforms on AM, FM, and stream at IllinoisFarmRadio.com for live coverage of the DeWitt 4-H Fair, featuring 4-Hers from DeWitt, Hyatt, and Macon Counties, the Farmer City Junior Fair, featuring junior 4-Hers from the area, and reports from the Illinois Shade Fair this summer. Our coverage this year is brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, a leading developer of wind and solar projects to bring investment to local farming communities. Our coverage is also brought to you by AHW, your John Deere dealer in Macon and Monticello, Heartland Ag and Trust, with locations across central Illinois, the Macon County Farm Bureau, where membership means value, Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton, compassionate care close to home, Mid-State Eye in Clinton, where they believe life is all about your vision, Nancy Metal in Mount Zion, your pole barn building specialist, and First State Bank, Hayward Branch. Read all the results from judging at the DeWitt 4-H and Farmer City Junior Fairs by clicking the Fair Results icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. Taylorville football coach Jim Odom is hoping a fun group that enjoys each other will lead to success for his program in the fall of 2022. Numbers in the program were down last fall, and Coach Odom explained they revamped the culture of the program this summer. He feels very good about those adjustments coming into this fall season.
Well, I think just overall, our numbers were down a little bit last year in terms of numbers on leadership at the top, and we had smaller numbers at the bottom as well. So, we went through, towards week 8, week 9, injuries started piling up like in high school football games, and we tried to manage as best we could, and that's 2-7, and really took advantage of the offseason, kind of changed the culture quite a bit. It's really starting to pay off. The last football practice for us has been really good. And get some of that youth that we had last year to kind of flash a little bit and get ready for this year. It's really weird because my son's a sophomore, and we've got 29 sophomores in our program this year. And growing up, I coaching in multiple sports, and that seems to be the general trend. That sophomore class was big everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's Mahomet, Mount Zion, Camp, that's in Charleston. They just seem to have a lot of numbers. And typically, what happens if you in high school, you start getting into some of the hobby shows, the jobs, the girls, and just kids change, and those numbers as you go through high school just fully dwindle, and we're trying to do our best to get as many games for these young guys as possible to keep them involved and keep them engaged, and so they can fill out that carrots at the end of the stick, so to speak, when they become juniors and seniors.
To balance the rigors of the summer demands for athletes that are involved in multiple sports, Coach Odom points out they started doing 6:30 a.m. practices and workouts, and unbelievably enough, the kids really enjoyed that.
One of our practices had to go at 6 a.m. for whatever reason, I can't remember. And the kids and coaches just don't love it. They love the fact that you can practice from 6 to 8:30 a.m. and have the rest of the day to go be kids, go swim, and just do what teenagers do. So we really kind of revamped our schedule around that with early morning practices. And that, what we found was the attendance was better, our retention rate was better, the conditions better. And I think that'll be a favor for us moving forward. And, just trying to find that sweet spot between getting work in and, letting the kids be kids and go to the county fair and all the things they like to do and stuff like that. So, you know what? That might be a little foggy when you get there. When it's closed, I got to practice. It's business as usual. And it's cool out there. You don't have to worry about heating deck. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And, you get down to practice at 8:30 in the morning. It's 80 degrees out. Really nice.
While this group isn't particularly strong at one aspect of football and one position isn't a strength over another, Coach Odom enjoys this group of kids, and he especially likes that they enjoy each other. He is hoping those intangibles will lead to success for his team.
Well, I think first and foremost, our practice last time, we ended up on a very expensive. It was a normal practice. We have high tempo, we have keep it going, and it's a really enjoyable group to be around right now. The cohesion is there, lots of smiles, lots of hard work. We had some pretty heavy stuff last night, and the kids got up and helped each other up off the ground, and pat each other on the helmet and went on to the next play. So I think they're enjoying the process right now, and I know I'm enjoying the process, which is talked about. Well, they love coming to practice this year. It's a little bit different group. And those small things can pay off, big time when it comes to a tough Friday night, fourth quarter. Kind of relying on some of that camaraderie that we come up with. So I think right now we're just enjoying being out there. Let some of those young kids have fun and start to become seniors and get really serious and so on and so forth. I've been in Taylorville for 20 years, and you can count on the number of hands, your fingers on the of those special groups that come through. Whenever you have individuals that have a lot of kids in them that are very active, not only in sports, but in the classroom and the community, which our kids are pretty active, volunteering and stuff, and then you have a group of parents that are just as supportive as the kids are active. That really sets the tone for, how you can practice. And I've been around long enough so that stuff comes in cycles. I've been around groups that just didn't quite get along on the field, in the hallways, in the classrooms, teachers didn't like them. And then you get groups of kids that come through that everything comes really natural to them and very easy to them. So I think hopefully we're in one of those cycles where the kids are really enjoying themselves and parents enjoy the process.
Coach Odom hopes for his team to be physical and balanced when they have the football. Leading his alma mater, he admits he would like to swing the football around the field the entire fall, but recognizes you have to be able to run the football in Illinois high school football. He appreciates that his defensive coordinator has an aggressive approach on that side of the ball. The Tornadoes open the season at Mount Vernon. The Shelbyville Rams football team will need players that are stepping into more significant roles to help them get back to the postseason this year. The Rams finished the regular season 5-4 and qualified for the 1A postseason, but fell to Carrollton in the first round. Coach Bill Duckett says despite the departure of some very experienced kids, they are hopeful. They have prepared this year's group to continue the success of the Shelbyville football program in recent years.
It was a good year last year. It was nice to get back into the playoffs. It's been a couple of years since we had been there. And it was just nice to have a normal football season for sure over last year. And we were able to get all of our games in. And we're going to miss a lot of those seniors that graduated last year. But we got a lot of young guys coming up that played and got varsity minutes last year. And, it's just, nice once again to get a normal off season going into this year. Have a fall summer like we used to have. And I think you can tell the kids are glad to have normal school again and back to normality in their lives. We graduated our quarterback and a couple of our receivers, and our quarterback, Max Byers, he was a 2-year starter for us. He's first team all-conference kid, great leader, definitely going to be missed both sides of the ball. Will Hatfield, who was a 4-year starter on both sides of the ball, and a first team all-conference guy both sides. And it's going to be weird not having him there. He's been a part of our program for so long, and it's just odd not having him around practice. And we had, like I said, several other receivers, and then several linemen, right? 4 linemen starters that were seniors that got a lot of time last year. guys that rotated in with them. But so I think we were those 6 or 7 seniors that got a lot of action both sides of the ball, really. And them leaving, and now stepping in with a bunch of new guys that they got a little bit of action, but we got a really big junior class that has played a few. Some of them got some time as freshmen even that spring season, and so hopefully they'll be able to step in as juniors now. We're sprinkling a few seniors this coming year and to get us right back there.
For Coach Duckett, the approach to each summer is different, pointing to this summer, for instance, where they really dialed in on individual work and development.
Oh, yeah, each summer is different. This summer, since we have a lot of new guys to the varsity level, at least, and, a quarterback who is our JV quarterback moving varsity, and a bunch of our receivers are going to be, first-year varsity receivers. We had to slow things down a little bit, take things a little more step at a time. And with that, our line, even though we've got quite a few new guys starting on the line, they're pretty experienced, so we could go a little bit faster in that aspect. But some years you got everybody returning, and that'll probably be the case for us next summer, but we'll be able to speed things up and get a little bit more advanced. But we slow it down a little bit this summer. That's fine. That's a good thing to gain some experience and get guys prepared for the season. Yeah, we had a fantastic summer. One of our best, you could say attendance-wise, effort-wise that we've had. We've got about 50, right around 50 guys, 52 on the team, and they put in some work this offseason. They've been in there for time because they have high expectations for themselves and for each other, and they push each other and hold each other accountable to getting in there and getting better. And it's been a really good group through the years, these couple grades we have of being there, but they really did a great job, and they'll pay off. They're kind of weight room warriors, if you know. They enjoy lifting and getting there and pushing stuff.
The Rams football program has really opened up the playbook in recent years, becoming one of the more pass-heavy programs in the Central Illinois Conference. One lesson Coach Duckett has learned is you need to be able to run the football at times.
I'd say strength-wise, especially early in the season, it's probably going to be defense for us because I think we returned about 7 defensive starters from last year, and so we've got some experience there, and a few of those guys are stepping into those additional roles, got some experience, so we don't have a lot of new guys without varsity experience coming at the defensive side of the ball, so I think that would be definitely our strength, and kind of the opposite of that offensively, we're going to have, I think we're going to return about 3 or 4 offensive starters, and then have some new guys come in there, especially along the offensive line. So that might be the learning curve of them, seeing how quickly they can adjust from JV football to varsity football. But we're confident they're kind of ready for that, and especially in practice last year, they got a lot of reps against those older guys, and we thought they did a good job of progressing. We're right there with them and ready to go in to the last year. So, yeah, I'd say those would be those strengths kind of call a week. Probably, I would guess, over the last 5 or 6 years, probably what we consider the most pass-happy team in the conference. We've thrown the ball probably more than anybody over the last 5 or 6 years. We've been blessed with some quarterbacks that are really good passers and a lot of receivers. I've always liked throwing the ball. We've done that quite a bit. We've got some good receivers and a quarterback that can do that again. But we still got it. We know we got to run the ball when we need it, and we got into a few situations 2 years ago where late in the playoffs, you got to run the ball late in Illinois. So we've adjusted a little bit to be able to run some power football if needed. We do pass the ball around a little bit in a correct formation. We've been 2 years where we were playing predominantly an empty set and no running back there throwing, so that's happened too. And defensively, we kind of a mix. We ran 4 and 3 cross kind of back and forth the last 2 years.
The Rams will open the season hosting Toledo Cumberland. In a game heard here on WHOW, Yohan Moncada came through with the go-ahead single in the 8th inning for a second straight night as the White Sox rallied to beat the Astros 4-3 Tuesday night. The showdown between AL Cy Young Award contenders Dylan Cease and Justin Verlander did not live up to the billing as the Sox came away with their 5th straight win. They moved within a game of the AL Central leading Guardians. Moncada hit a 2-run single in Monday's 4-2 win. This time, the Sox had a runner on third when he singled the center against Hector Neris to make it 4-3. Cease lasted 5 innings, allowing 3 runs and 6 hits. The 26-year-old right-hander had gone a Major League
record 14 straight starts without allowing more than one earned run. Verlander tops in the majors in wins and earned run average coming in with 7 innings, but gave up 3 runs and 8 hits. Pinch hitter Gavin Sheet smacked a 2-run double off Verlander with 1 out in the 7th. That tied the game at 3. Jose Abreu had 3 hits for the Sox. Jimmy Lambert worked around a single in the 8th by Mauricio Dubon, and Liam Hendricks secured his 27th save in 30 chances with a 7-pitch ninth. The 4-game series continues as Framber Valdez opposes Chicago's Michael Kopech. Patrick Wisdom drove in the go-ahead run in the 11th inning as the Cubs beat the Nationals 7-5 Tuesday night after losing a 4-0 lead. Wisdom led off the inning with a double down the left field line against Victor Arano, scoring automatic runner Wilson Contreras. Wisdom then went to third on a wild pitch and scored on Saya Suzuki's single. Braden Hughes pitched the 10th for the Cubs, and Mark Leiter Jr. worked the 11th for his first save. Contreras gave the Cubs a 5-4 lead with a sacrifice fly in the 10th, but Nats prospect C.J. Abrams, who was called up Monday from AAA Rochester, singled home Alex Call in the bottom half for his first hit with Washington. Abrams acquired in a trade that sent Juan Soto and Josh Bell to San Diego. Contreras got into an argument with a fan as he returned to the bench after his sac fly. That fan was escorted out by Nationals Park security. Franmil Reyes homered for the Cubs. Starter Justin Steele allowed an unearned run on 5 hits in 6 innings. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Ian Happ had a scheduled night off, but entered as a pinch hitter in the 8th. Drew Smiley is 1-0 with a 2.63 ERA and 5 career appearances against the Nationals. Corey Abbott makes his first start against his former team on Wednesday. He went 7 games for the Cubs in 2021, including 1 start. Paul Goldschmidt and Tommy Edman homered as the St. Louis Cardinals scored the winning run when Tyler O'Neill was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning, leading the Redbirds to a 5-4 win over the Colorado Rockies on Tuesday night. Andrew Keisner, Lars Newbar drew walks off to Nelson Lamet in the 9th. Dylan Carlson reached on a bunt single to load the bases before O'Neill was plunked. Jose Quintana pitched no-hit ball with 2 walks for 5 innings before allowing 2 runs on 4 consecutive hits to lead off the 6th, which ended his night. Goldschmidt's 2-run homer to left field on Freeland in the 5th inning was the 29th of the season and 100th for Goldie as a Cardinal. Jordan Montgomery makes his first career appearance against Colorado on Wednesday night and is 2-0, having tossed 11 scoreless innings in his 2 starts since being acquired from the Yankees on August 2nd. The Rockies counter with German Marquez, who is 2-1 with a 2.58 ERA in 7 career starts against St. Louis. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
You want to feel important.
You want to be part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong.
We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more.
When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it.
We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors.
From the lake shores of Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota,
The fertile fields of Indiana, Illinois, and Iowa to the wide open plains of North and South Dakota.
we are here for our hometowns.
And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Illinois Army National Guard. Aired by the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. It was a defeat of epic proportions. Incumbent Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney blown out by Trump-endorsed challenger Harriet Hageman in the Wyoming GOP primary. Former President Trump has labeled Cheney a fool, adding that she